video here. I'm going to show you my updated hat deck profile. It's February 2nd, and although it hasn't been a long time since my last deck profile, a few things have changed, and it's made the deck a lot better. Starting off with the traps, because the traps are just, they make the deck work. Sanctum, it's the same. It's so good. It's the best card in the deck. 3D Prisons makes me feel safe. I do not run Mirror Force anymore. Kind of a waste of space in the deck, I think. I'd rather play a different card, which I will show you later. Bottomless, 2 Nightmare, by the way. Bottomless, Blackhorn, Solemn, still stay the same. 2 Call the Haunted this time instead of 1. I like to know that I can bring back my monsters from the graveyard, especially my artifacts, which definitely stops my opponents. And then Compulse. And as for the traps, we have 15 traps. Unless I counted it wrong, which hopefully I didn't. 3 Myrmelio, so stay the same. 3 Dionea, stay the same. Fire and Ice Hand. Ice Hand's actually very relevant now. This deck can go up against Volcanics, which, if you guys didn't know, it got first place at YCS. I think it was like Charleston or something like that. I forget which one it was. But I played against a few Volcanics on Dueling Network, and Ice Hand is very relevant now. I can in this format. Back row isn't really relevant, but with Volcanics, they run not a lot of back row, but they kind of do. So usually for Ice Hand, I never have any targets, but for Volcanics, I always have a target, which always makes the loop happen, and it's definitely a threat because Fire Hand and Ice Hand are still the best floaters in the game. 2 Scythes, and then a Mortal Tech. I put it down to 3 artifacts instead of 4 because I didn't want to get my hand clogged with all of the artifacts that I couldn't really use, even though I do run 3 MSTs. The MSTs actually did come in handy against myself. 3 Pod Dualities, and then 3 Upstart Goblins. I had 2 before, but I decided to go with 3 because that makes the deck a lot more consistent, and the fact that I put down my artifacts from 4 to 3 means I will draw into them less often, which makes me happy. 3 MST is good against your opponent or you. A Raigeki and a Snatch Deal, which is really broken. The extra deck stayed the same. Honor Arc still like the best card in my extra deck for sure. Abyss Dweller, Exton, Castell, Magna Zero, Cowboy, Daigusta, Corn, Wolf, Anti-Luminescent Knight, Rhapsody, Volcasaurus, Adrius, Pleiades, and Durendal. And that does it for my hat deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This deck can definitely go up against Shaddolls, Burning Abyss, Volcanics, Raccoons, Satellars for sure. Pretty much if you don't brick, and if you at least draw into your Sanctum and at least 1 Myrmelio in your opening hand, you have a good chance of winning, and that's definitely what I've seen, because Sanctum just it thins out your deck. It's funny when your opponent blind MSTs your own Sanctum on their turn, and it's just you just go off and they can't come back from it usually, you know. And Honor Arc is just they just steal games, and with Snatch Steal. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This deck is still so good. It's funny to see my opponent's face when I play it, and then when I beat them with it, it's just like, yeah, hat deck is still good. Have a good morning, afternoon, and night. Peace, guys.